Luis, Craig, and Evan, good afternoon, and congrats on another win today. How are you, bud?
Hey, thanks, man. Nice talking to you guys. I want to say hello first, and hope everyone's doing well there.
Oh, we're
Appreciate
doing
that.
great.
So listen, you have not lost the game since you came on with us last, and what a difference a week makes, right? A week ago, all the nervous energy regarding the firing of Chili Davis and you not being involved in all that stuff. Then a couple days later, there's a rat and raccoon fight, but you guys just keep winning. So let me just back up the truck and go back to the Lindor McNeil thing. Not that I want to focus on the story because I thought it was clever and funny, but did you get a tangible sense that moment in a weird way unified the guys and brought them together, or no?
Well, I mean, in game, there's a lot of stuff that happens, and I think it happens a lot more than we can think. And there's always going to be disagreement. The guys have it, but I think this group has the ability to just go past them, real quick. So, yes, I mean, we were going to talk, and we, both guys individually and both guys together at some point, which we do all the time with anyone else in situations in particular. So, but at that time, and going back to the story, which you guys, I don't know if you saw the post-game media. Like, I didn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, clearly.
I really
Luis, I tell you what, it's a lot of this stuff is new for you as the Met manager because last year was a shortened year. There were no fans and all that stuff. But I was on your guys' side from this standpoint. I think the fan base loved it. I think you clearly had a positive impact on the team. And the only people that had a problem with it were the media because they weren't in on it. And I think it was a valuable lesson for everyone that just because the media is ticked off doesn't mean the fan base is ticked off or there's anything wrong with it. And I thought for the first time this year, you got to see the difference between the fan base feeling a certain way and the media feeling a certain way. And at the end of the day, you should care a lot more about the fan base than what the media thinks.
Well, we always want to be accountable for everybody, and that's part of the things that we say at the beginning of the year and then throughout the year too, is how accountable we want to be for everybody. To ourselves, to the organization, to the media, to the fan base, and we want to bring the best of the Mets to everyone, and that's what we work hard every day just to do that. We do it on the playing field. We play baseball, at our best. Regardless of the outcome, but we want to do it as well with the fans. We want to do it with the media, and then everything that's involved in this.
And when you guys won that game as a fan, that's all I cared about. I was fired up by the win, and I thought this on Friday, and I definitely think this now with you guys on this win streak. If this season is special, it's going to be a night that's talked about for a long time. Like, that's going to be a night. Yeah. Even though you guys had won 2 in a row before that, the last game of the doubleheader against the Cardinals, the afternoon game, that's going to be a big moment. So I'm curious, because that incident occurs right before you guys rally, before Lindor hits, I think, one of his biggest moments as a Met so far, besides the game-winning hit in Colorado. Is that something you're able to address in the midst of the game, or is it, all right, these guys, clearly something happened, but I can't really do anything until after the game, we'll talk about it. So how, for you as manager, was that situation handled in the midst of the game compared to maybe when the game ended?
Well, I mean, you don't really single out things as if it's they're going to lead to a team playing better when they happen. I mean, disagreements like this, because that's what we're going to call it. Yep. Always happen, and and always make us better. And I think I've said that too. They make us better because now we're in agreement and we understand both parts or multiple parts. When guys have disagreements and different looks on particular plays or strategies, and that's just what happened there. I think there's been different points that have really helped us play better and better each day. And I really want to attribute this to the guys that have stayed ready to go in there and perform. Like, we've had guys that didn't start the season playing regularly, and now they are, just because we have some injuries. Pilar is doing it. And now we have Peraza that came in yesterday in the middle of the game and played today, and I think he's like 3 for 6 in 6 at-bats, and he's played really well defensively. So that's what really I'm excited for, that the guys have stayed ready. And I know there's just different points in the season that right. I think that the team gets like a burst. They get like a nitrogen, and they just keep going forward. Yes, you could say that these disagreements, like, they bleed into it, but I don't want to just single out as the point. I think there's a lot of things happening.
One thing I am kind of curious about, and I did watch your post game, and you did not want to address the Raccoon thing. Did you know they were going to go with that story, or was that something you found out about after they had already kind of gone with it to the media?
No chance. No chance. I did. I was in my office. And I can share this with you guys. I was here and I was meeting. We were talking about our roster and the different things we had to do because we've used a lot of arms lately. We've had some guys go down, and we were talking about that while the team is celebrating. Every time we win, I mean, the guys got something going in the clubhouse, where they celebrate, they have a player of the game, pitcher of the game. They do all those things. So that's for them to do. So I wasn't aware that he was going to do the media at the time. So I didn't meet with them yet, or with the people that are involved with situations like this when we have disagreements like this. And so I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, so listen, last week we've invented a hitting coach. We've invented wild animals. You guys love the fantasy land, but it doesn't matter because you've won 7 games in a row. And you're doing it now without Jacob deGrom. So I was interested in the organizational decision based on a clean MRI. And Evan and I argued this, just so you know, and he was on your guys' side. I couldn't understand it. If the MRI showed nothing, no inflammation, nothing at all, walk us through beyond the obvious. Hey, he's our best player, our best pitcher. Walk us through why we were being so ultra sensitive in putting him on the IL.
Well, it's a really good question. We first of all, we want it to be clean, obviously,
sure.
And then it comes back that way. But there's tightness. So clean means no inflammation, no soreness, no pain, right? No sprain. So
right.
that means that there's nothing that is getting in his way. But the tightness is real. So he is tight, and they need to treat it when he's tight. So he's loosened up. And now you want to make sure that his mechanics are right because of the tightness. You don't want it to vary anything because that could lead into another injury. So that's where we're being careful.
So let me ask you this then:
aware of it too.
Are you concerned at all, and will you curtail his desire to field ground balls at shortstop? He's a great athlete. He likes doing it. Jumping for a line drive, that kind of stuff that we all saw. Will you mandate that he stop doing that? Or are you okay with him doing that?
No, I'd rather not have him do that. I think we've already talked to him about that. When he had the right side tightness, which is a little bit higher. I did see the video when he leaped and he caught the ball.
Right.
But he was stating that he didn't have anything. He was feeling good. That's why he was able to go day to day until he threw his side, and then he was able to start Sunday. So this new tightness, that was more so in his lower back, develop in that game. So, but right now we rather have him stay away from doing that, even though he just loves baseball. He wants to be out there, shag, take grounders, do different things. He's here early in the day.
Luis, you don't realize that answer is going to give me grief from Craig for like the next week and a half. Luis doesn't want him doing it.
I knew they didn't want him doing it. We lived it here with Mariano with shagging flies in the outfield and
but
got
he wasn't
hurt.
hurt.
No, but my
As Luis
point
said,
is,
he was feeling better.
He had the soreness, then he's jumping for line drives, and then he had a new injury. So I'm glad that you guys have a problem with it and talk to him about it. It just confirms everything I said.
It doesn't confirm everything you said.
So there you go. Luis Rojas joins us.
He didn't confirm everything you said.
It does.
Just
they don't want him doing it.
A small slither of it.
Yes, not my ass.
What? Now, I am, Luis, I am on your side as far as being conservative, especially with you guys on a winning streak. Like, there's no reason to rush.
I'm on a winning streak.
No, you're not. But what's the plan now? Like, when you look ahead, obviously he's on the 10-day injured list, so we know he can't pitch for 10 days, retroactive to Monday. Do you see him making a start right after? If he's feeling good, would you still say, you know what, let's give it another week? Where are we on Jake returning to the mound?
Yeah, well, I think it's too soon to actually say that he's going to pitch right out of a 10-day IL. Right now, we're going day to day with him in the middle of the 10-day IL. We just want him to play catch every day, so he's throwing every day, and get treated in the area. So when the tightness is gone, and then we're going to try to get him on the bump, and then he's going to throw, and we'll see his mechanics, we'll see his feel, And any feedback that we get there, and also all the metrics that we get from his mechanics when he's right, we want to also make sure that he's not doing anything, altering anything because of any tightness. So that's what we want him to go through before we actually have him pitch in a competitive game.
Couple of things I'm just curious about. Number one, last night when Albert Almora made a great attempt at that catch in center field and obviously ran against the wall, I'm at the ballpark and I saw that there was a challenge. What were you guys challenging? Was it a catch, a missed base? What was the challenge for last night?
So, yeah, we went out there to center field. I mean, that was scary. Just watching Albert run at that speed into the wall. And then when I got there, there was blood on the side of his cheek. And then there was blood on the trainer's hand, too. So he was face down. So I don't know what I was, what happened. I was just really concerned about him. But then he got up and he had like a busted lip or something. But now he's on the IL with the shoulder contusion. And he's banged up other places too. But this is a couple of days, and then we can get treated, and then we'll see if he can.
Did he have a concussion at all, or just a shoulder?
So the concussion protocol right now, it's been he's passed it, but definitely you keep an eye on this because you don't know. And so there's going to be like further tests. But going back to your challenge question, so on my way down when Dom came in, I got informed that we could challenge the play to see maybe because the ball went in his glove, and then when he collided with the ball, I mean he didn't have possession of the ball. I mean he went in and out when he collided, but they recommended me just to challenge it. I mean, being in the eighth inning like that, I mean, just see
why
if
not?
we could get it out.
Well, did you challenge it right away? Because isn't there supposed to be like a 20-second clock before
only
you
for
guys
the Yankees
to decide?
So the umpires were really kind with that, knowing that it was an emergency. They were. No, I gotta.
Wow.
Give it to them,
Okay.
There's an emergency happen. I mean, that's
Gotcha.
a priority on the field. I mean, we got to take care of.
I just didn't know that. I didn't know that they allow like emergency time. It's all new. This whole replay thing.
Evan was at the game last night, and I asked him about it because I'm watching it on TV live. So obviously I see it happen. You guys see it, both of you, with your eyes. Mm-hmm. Evan said he could hear it, and I wonder for you, as you think back to last night, could you hear him collide with the wall? And just that moment, what's the first thing that goes through your mind?
Yeah, no, I heard it. I mean, we saw it, we heard it. I mean, he was at his best speed. He was full going, and so it was it's a really scary moment for all of us. I mean, Conforto was there, and his face too. He was very worried. And,
sure.
But thank God he got up and he walked out of the field. But he's banged up right now. But I thought we were going to need a stretcher at one point when I was there.
Yeah, I was wondering. They even made the comment. I don't know if it was Ron who said it last night. Why not get him a golf cart? But he obviously was under his own power, able to walk out, and that's a big thing for guys. They want to be able to walk off. Yep. Today was an interesting day for you guys as a franchise because Matt Harvey was on the mound. His first game back at Citi Field, since he last pitched for the Mets. There's only a handful of guys that were here when Matt pitched here, and I wondered for you. How much were you aware of that, and was there any conversation amongst the guys about it being Matt Harvey, knowing that the fans were going to probably give him an ovation like they did?
I think maybe Conforto did mention something to me. He said like they might do something, right? Like thinking that the fans were going to give him an ovation, things like that. But it wasn't talk much among the other guys. Everyone was just locked in on advancing him and watching video and getting ready to face him. I did talk to Harvey yesterday. You could see that he was emotional, just like getting on the grass on the Citi Field playing field, and he just I could tell that he was just very overwhelmed just to be back here. So.
It's amazing to think how few guys are left that were teammates with him. It's really dwindled over the last couple of years. You guys have done a great job overcoming injuries lately, and you mentioned at the top of the interview, Kevin Pillar, even Jose Peraza, Jonathan Villar, guys have stepped up. What is the status, though? Let's start with Jeff McNeil, who pulled up on that single and then kind of just says, all right, I'm not going to risk any more injury. Should we expect to see McNeil back in the lineup Friday? What's the status for him?
Yeah, he felt really good today. We ran multiple tests with him just to see there was nothing tight or pulled hitting anywhere. It was just cramp. he cramped in his legs, and then he kind of like went to his back. So he prevented maybe something from a muscle from being pulled, and but he was good to go. He was good to come in the game any point and hit or either stay in the game as a defender. So he should be in the starting lineup on Friday for us.
What about Brandon Nimmo? Will he come off the injured list?
So Brandon's a bone bruise in his left hand. He is hitting. He swung off the high velo machine here in our cage today. And right now we intend to send him to a rehab assignment. So he faces competition and tests the vibration on contact and probably a little bit higher below and actual pitch sequences.
By the way, this just popped in my head because this was killing me last night. You put a bunt on for McCann, first and second, nobody out, then took it off. What was the thinking, or was there a missign? Well, take me through bunt on the first pitch for McCann, first and second, nobody out in the ninth, and then taking it away.
Well, I really didn't like the execution of the first one. So, I know Valdez, it's a tough thrower. He can lift something up. He's not going to try to bury his changeup or something. So after the first pitch and I saw the effort, which I don't like that's when I took it off, just to see if he left something elevated for Mac that he could drive. And I was also aware that if he bunted and got him over,
they're going to walk Dom.
They probably would have walked Dom. So
yeah.
I was really leaning at first to get him over and bring Masika maybe with the bases loaded if they walked Dom. But we went with the pitch to pitch.
Look, this is one of the negatives, but you guys have won 7 in a row, so it's not a big deal, and that's he's really struggling. Offensively. Defensively, I know overall he's been solid. Have you thought about, and obviously today he didn't play day game after night game, we saw Tomas Nido, but he's played a lot. Has there been a thought of, all right, maybe I should give him a couple of days here, get Nido in the lineup, because McCann, he's had a really rough stretch offensively.
Well, we want to keep him in there. He's been really a key for our pitching staff, both starters and relievers, just because of how much work he's done, even from an individual level. Like to the pitchers love throwing to him, and Nido too. But he came in the offseason and joined the team, and he put himself a task. It was just to get to know the guys, their strengths, their weaknesses, and talk to them. So having him there on a daily basis is very impactful. It's just so from an offensive standpoint, like we haven't gotten yet what he can give us, but from a defensive standpoint, like you said, he's giving us what we want, and that's to have our pitching going. And our pitching and defense is what's going to give us the winning formula. I know now the offense is coming along, but if we're consistently throwing the ball well and playing defense, I think that's what's going to put us in spot to win a lot of games.
So we got a DH weekend coming up, a little American League Baseball. Would you play Dom at first base and DH Pete Alonso? Pete's been so great defensively. Maybe you don't. Maybe you DH Dom. What's the plan for the DH this weekend?
We'll see game to game, but yeah, I thought of a day where Pete can be the DH, and he's played every game. So, we have the day off tomorrow, but it won't be bad to get him off his feet one day, just have him relax, and also put Dom at first so he plays on first base, because we are going to do some double switches that put Dom at first at times. So we're thinking of it. We're thinking of different things. We'll see what the pitchers are. I think it's a righty, lefty, righty that we're going to face. Last I heard. But the DH, we try to take advantage. It will help us too from a position player standpoint, because playing the American League game and not pinch hitting much or doing different things, definitely going to keep our bench intact, and not being used too much.
Talking to Luis Rojas. Well, listen, Luis, congrats. Baseball's, as they always say, a marathon, not a sprint. It's a huge difference from a week ago. How do you plan on spending the day off? Are we Mortal Kombat? Just doing research and homework like you like to do? You going to the public library? What are we doing?
Well, I'm going to try to do some homework tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, but I'm actually seeing my father there.
Nice.
He'll be going to, he lives in Florida, and so I'll be seeing him. It's his birthday today. So
nice.
Maybe I can run into him and, maybe.
What do you get your dad for a birthday gift these days? Is it just a phone call and a visit if you're able to? Do you send him something from Amazon? What do we do with that?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't have anything right now.
Yeah,
you got to figure it out.
You better figure something out.
At this point, with the pandemic and how everything's been, but I think us seeing each other is a huge gift. So that I'm going to go with that one first.
I would say bring candy or cookies or something.
Does he say, I mean, your dad was a hell of a manager. Does he ever call you up and second guess you? Does he ever do what Craig and I do? We're like, what are you doing? Double switching here, son. What's going on?
Yeah, he's done it, but not here. Not since I've been the Mets manager, but he's done it. Probably doing Winter Bowl. He's asked me about different moves and what I was thinking. Not necessarily second guessing, but just trying to know my thought process through some plays, which is nice.
Enjoy seeing him. Glad to hear that he's healthy and well. Congrats on the 7-game win streak. Hopefully you guys will keep it up. And we'll talk to you again next week. Enjoy the week. Thanks for your time as always, Luis.
Thanks, Luis.
Sure. Appreciate it, guys. Be safe.
All right. Luis Rojas, manager of the Mets.
Happy birthday. Philippe Alou is 86 years old
Wow,
today.
here you go.
And he was a hell of a manager with the Expos.
I guess when you're
And the
86,
Giants.
you don't need a gift. Just company's good enough.
Company's
right?
good, yeah.
Although I just want to make this clear. If I'm around when I'm 86, I'd like rainbow cookies.
I know you would.
So I can. By then, I'll be gumming all my food down anyway. Evan, Belly Bocce from Staten Island, Evan. Okay, can you mix it up in a blender? I want to just drink it.